Welcome to the 2% Podcast. I'm your host, Kiambu, and I'm joined here today with a couple studs, my roommates, teammates, a couple national champions, and a couple draft picks. We got Ro Coleman, Harrison Ray. All right. And before we get started, I want to just talk about the 2% for a little bit. I came up with it. Only 2% of high school athletes get to play Division I baseball or Division I sports in general, and that's across females, males, every sport. And so I wanted to do a podcast where we talk about that and what it takes to play at that level. And so throughout the season, we're going to have different guests from baseball, football, basketball, every single one, and just talk about their experience. And so let's go and get this thing started. So first up, Harrison, just tell us about your recruitment process and your 2%, how you got to Vanderbilt.
So yeah, I think my journey was kind of quick for me. I was kind of in the recruiting process, and then I got out kind of early. And for me, I want to say it was like my freshman year of high school. I remember I got my first offer from Liberty. Got my first offer from Liberty down in Jupiter. Was playing at the WWBA, the little Jupiter tournament thing. Mm-hmm. And I was pinch running at the time, just pinch running because I was playing like I was a freshman playing with seniors. Pinch running, coach comes up to me, says, Liberty wants to talk to you. I said, for what? He said, they want to offer you. I said, all right. I don't know what y'all want me to say, but so that was kind of like my first one that I got. And then my sophomore summer is kind of when I started to take off, and that's when they all started to come in. Backtrack a little bit, I went to a Vanderbilt camp that fall of my sophomore year too, and that kind of helped me with Vanderbilt. But yeah, like I said, my sophomore summer, I kind of took off. Everybody started reaching out to me, talking to me, and I ironically did not want to go to Vanderbilt. I remember I came up for the camp and it was like 27 degrees. I said, I'm not doing this. I looked at my mom, I said, I'm not doing that. You're right. You're 100% right. I'm not doing that cold. Yeah. So, but then later on, they won it that year. I remember a little man over here was out there doing his thing. And I was like, dang, I gotta go outdo him. So I was like, all right, that was kind of by the end of my sophomore summer, I committed like the first week of school. Okay. And I was committed, and then kind of from there it was just like focused on like the draft and everything other than that. But
all right, that's a bit. Ro?
Oh, that's dope, man. I wasn't as good as you, I guess. Nah, my journey was unique, man. Coming from the Midwest, I feel like us ball players in the Midwest, I'm from Chicago, don't get as much respect. I didn't commit to Vandy until my senior year. My journey was different. Being a smaller guy, I feel like I was always overlooked. No matter what, wherever I said, I always balled out, but just never really got my looks. I remember going down to WWBA a year early, balled out, went like 7 for 12, didn't get no offers from nobody.
Swinging it.
Anything like that, man. And then just going into the summer after my junior year is kind of what my recruitment process really took off. It's a tournament called Tournament of Stars. It's not that anymore. It's called PDP. I was fortunate and blessed to be the first guy from the RBI program to make the 40-man roster for the USA team, man.
That's crazy. That's tough.
From there, it just took off. Got offers from pretty much everywhere, man. But,
like who?
Auburn was my first.
Okay.
Name drop. Come on now.
First big time offer. I almost got a full. It was 90%, and like, that was something you unheard of. Got LSU, got Miami. To name a few more. Yeah, so I had after that I had a pretty good amount of choices to choose from. But what stuck out about Vandy was Coors was actually the only head coach that called me out of all those schools, and it was just, for me, that's where I come from. That's just real, and it just showed who Coors really is. And I mean, once I came on my visit, like, I didn't take any other officials. I went to Vandy and committed here, like, on my official. And, like, I just remember, like, my pops got so emotional in that room with Coors, and it was it felt like home. Like I said, I'm from Chicago, and I was on the plane. I thought we was coming to all cornfields, like just me being ignorant, not even knowing what Nashville really is. But it was like,
lie to you. I ain't know when I first
city. It was a city. It was nice. So I'm like, man,
don't do us like that.
This straight. Like,
nah.
This ain't the real South. I feel like this like the mid South, whatever. But no, that's my journey. How I got to Vandy, man.
Okay. Well, mine's a little different as well. So. Started sophomore year, similar to Harry, went to the camp, but I was playing football, so my camp showing wasn't all that good. You know, I was
like when you say you was playing football, make sure the people know like you were actually like playing.
I was playing football.
Really him
in
out
season.
there. Really him.
4-10 All-State water.
Come on now.
Doing my thing, and so I went to the camp, cold turkey. I ain't taking one swing in 2 months. Go to the camp. My fielding was on point, straight trash in the cages. I'm like, God, I'm terrible. But did all right doing the live stuff. And then after one of my bats, Corbs was like, you going to be here? I'm like, oh, okay, cool. Oh, like, not too bad. I thought.
Hey,
it started to last a little bit. But it continued on. And so fast forward to maybe senior year, I didn't get to play because of injuries. And so I ended up going, so Vanderbilt didn't happen. Travis Jewett at the time was the recruiting coordinator, and he was the assistant coach at Vanderbilt. He came to one of my games. I was in Birkenstocks and sweatpants, and he's like, why isn't he playing? Hurt. And so let's fast forward a little bit. I ended up going to Western Kentucky, fresh out of high school, and I'm 45 minutes away. No Vanderbilt. It's not in the picture. And I wasn't on the baseball team at Western Kentucky. I was a regular student. And orientation, my dad did not even get out the car for orientation. He stayed in the car the whole time. And I just had this feeling like, man, I feel the same way you do, but like, why am I here? You know, and he's on the phone. He ain't say nothing to me the whole time. And so I'm there for about 10 days. Let's say 8 days. And I get a call from high school coach, and he tells me to call Corbs. I call him, and the conversation in a nutshell was, would you be interested in doing a prep school year? And I said, yeah. And he's like, it's no guarantee. You know, I just want to help you out. And so if it's Vanderbilt, it's Vanderbilt. If it's not, then it's not. But I want to put you in a position to where I'm like, I don't need to hear anything else. He told me it's a chance, so I'm going to take it. And so I unenrolled that day, went to the registrar office, unenrolled from school. I didn't have to pack my bags because I didn't unpack my bags.
I didn't unpack.
For 10 days, I was living out my suitcase. I did not unpack my bags for 10 days. All I had to do was get my mattress cover, and we up out of there. And so ended up doing my prep school year in Connecticut, and then that's when Vanderbilt the following fall in 2015. So very much a unprecedented journey, you know. So, but it got me best decision I made, you know, thus far.
I think we all could say that.
Yeah, at 17 years old, the best decision I made to take a risk and go to Cheshire, Connecticut, of all places, and still get the job done, you know. And
like, what part of Connecticut is that?
Cheshire, Connecticut, my brother. That's what part it is. But yeah, man. So let's go ahead and get into that first year at Vandy. You know, let's talk about that. Welcome to the SEC moment. Welcome to college baseball. Welcome to college in general. You know, one of y'all can go.
I mean, I guess I'll kick it off because I was there before y'all.
Old head.
So I got to Vandy. I took summer classes and it was straight, man. I got 2 B's, I think, in my 2 summer classes. So I'm like, man, coming from Chicago public school, I'm like, oh, this ain't nothing.
Thought it was sweet.
This the best, one of the top universities in the country.
Yeah.
I'm cool. So fast forward to regular semester, I'm like, all right, now, whoa, this is a little bit different. Like, we get our start getting our grades coming in, and I'm like struggling. Like, we had to talk about papers. Like, I never wrote a paper before.
That's crazy.
And like, it was a tough journey. Like, man, people that know me, and I don't have no problem talking about this. Like, I flunked out my first semester, and I had to write a letter to the dean to get reinstated and all that, which God given.
Yeah.
I was able to, and it was a blessing. But man, that was kind of my turning point, like off the field, to really realize the opportunity that I had to be at a school like Vanderbilt, and then I definitely turned it around from there. On the field, man, I feel like I'm a dog. So whenever I was on the field, I just competed. But I do say it was one guy. He was a senior, Steven Rice. I ain't never been afraid to face nobody ever in my life. But this dude had my number. Like, he threw from 3 different arm angles, crazy breaking balls. It was ridiculous. And like every time I faced him, I struck out. And I remember like the one time I made contact on him, I grounded out to shortstop, and I was so happy, bro. And it's just like, yeah, this is different. This is different. Like, I never ever had a problem with fastball, but like seeing those different breaking balls and different arm angles and things like that, it was different. But that was kind of like my welcome. I say my Vanderbilt experience, not more so my SEC experience. SEC was a journey my freshman year. Obviously, my whole life I dominated. But once you get to college and you got guys that are juniors and seniors that I've had 200 to 500 plus at bats, pitchers that have faced numerous guys. They know your holes and things like that, and it was different. Just learning how to make those adjustments, and I struggled majority of my freshman year. But the big thing that helped me was having those older group of guys to support me, and it kind of clicked. I remember it was a series actually in Florida, and I went 2 for 3 the last game, and kind of from there I ended up kind of like finishing the season hitting over 400, even though my average was like, I think finished around like 230 or whatever, but I finished hitting over 400 down the stretch, and it was a good learning lesson. And then kind of going into next year, I kind of took off a little bit.
Facts.
Harry, welcome to
Well,
college.
they both witnessed my my on-field welcome to college. This is probably, it was my freshman year, and I think it was maybe like a Saturday practice, right? So
Training session.
Training, my fault. Training. Got to get back into it, but training. So it's 9 a.m., 8 a.m., something like that. We out on the field, and we're taking square drill, right? So just mass ground balls. And I don't know.
Square drill was it IO?
It was IO. It was
the outfit was
9 ball.
involved.
I think it was 8. What was it? 8 ball?
Nah, it was regular IO, and we was on repeat. The outfielders kept doing their thing.
Yes, and it came around to me every time.
And what happened?
I just couldn't. Corb said something to me. He said some just. I think I missed the first one, and then it clicked for him, and he just started wearing me out, and it started like Harry like. Figure it out. I was like, all right, I gotta step it up. Like,
Just so you know, we had to start over every single time.
Yeah, so every time I missed a ball, like we were starting over. So I think I missed close to like 8 or 9 balls. And it's like once we got to like the 9th ball, I just heard Corbs. He was just like, Harry, you're not ready for this. Like, go home. He's like, I'm gonna call Tracy right now for you. Like, it's time for you to go home. Like, you need to go back to Florida. And I was at second base, and I was just like, bro. Like,
at that point, the outfield was in the dugout. Was it a
bro?
dugout?
I was really like,
it was just infielders.
Like it got to that point, and I was just like, bro, I don't know what the heck I could do now. Like, it ain't happening today.
We ain't would get through it. Like,
we literally called it. We called it, and I was like, bro, this is not good. I was like, well, I'm not seeing the field ever. So that was kind of like, that really just like, that was my first like Corbs moment, and like just like first like shock to like college baseball and just like practice trainings and different things like that, and the speed of the game and stuff like that. So that kind of just like, it was like, dude, you got to figure it out if you're trying to be here. Like, you either going to figure it out or you're not, and you're not going to be here for a long time. So that was kind of like my big like on the field. And then off the field, it was kind of like, I went to a public school in Florida, so it was all right educational wise. But like I came to summer school, all A's. I was like, oh yeah, it's a cakewalk. Boy, I was like, easy. I took a history class, and I like, you've had those classes where like you literally like halfway through you're like, I don't know what I'm doing.
No
like
shot.
I literally have no
shot.
Like, I'm talking about, I'm going to office hours, like I'm in there with him, and he's like trying to explain it, and I'm just looking at it. I'm like, dude, I have no idea about what you're talking about right now. Like, I'm trying to read. There's nothing I could do, and I think I got like a D- in it, thankfully. But that was kind of like, it was like, all right, like this is really like
real,
damn near an Ivy League. Like, you really gotta, you gotta do your work.
Facts.
So, and then I guess like SEC my freshman year, like I played a decent amount. It it started off, I was just like platooning with JJ in right field, like right, left matchup wise. And then I remember Toffee got hurt, so I played a couple games at third. And then I DH'd a couple games. So I came in and did a few things here and there. But I think the biggest thing was like having Roe, having Boo, like those guys, Zoe, a lot of older guys around me. They kind of helped me. And like, even when I had that bad day on the field, like, yeah, they wore me out after. They did not let me. They still to this day don't let me hear the end of that. But at the same time, they were there for me, and they picked me up, made sure I got through it, and it definitely helped me and helped me throughout the season through different moments when I had a decent year, struggled here and there, but I knew I had those guys. They were celebrating when I was doing good things, and then they was on me when I was doing something bad or when I wasn't supposed to be doing something. But it was just like, it was really like that camaraderie, that family that we had that just helped me get through it and made it a lot easier than what it could have been. So it was real. That's why I still mess with y'all for real.
100. Mine, it had to be a fall session, fall training, doing pitchers versus hitter, and probably one of the first ones that we did. And God rest his soul, Donnie Everett was pitching.
Go.
And my man threw me 3 straight fastballs right down Main Street.
Did you take the bat off your shoulder?
I looked at every last one.
No, he didn't, bro.
I could not pull the trigger, dog. Like I saw it, but I'm like, Good morning, good afternoon, good night. I walked straight back to and I was like, bruh, that's embarrassing, dog. I was thinking about that that whole weekend. I was thinking about that at bat. I think we had a workout the next day, I think. And I was in there, me and Rose was in there first, and Rose at the opposite end, he comes over and he just looked at me. He was just like, you gonna swing the bat, dog? Like
that's the thing, though. That was Ro. That was Ro. He was always gonna be on you, but he was gonna say, like, he was gonna be there for you, but it was always gonna be some like,
yeah.
The hell you doing?
I mean, it's real. You know, I was like, hey man, like I saw it, I just keep swinging, bro.
I'm gonna keep it a buck with you.
You know, I'm like, and then like me, like my baseball is like high school, but it's a little different than y'all. Like you in Florida, you playing competitively travel ball, like. I didn't really see pitching like this until I got to Vandy. Yeah. You know, like Nashville baseball, I'm gonna say it is buns, okay? Especially it's better, but when I was playing, nobody's throwing 90, you know. And so get to Vandy, everybody throwing 93 plus. It's like okay, you feel me? But like still, it was an adjustment for me. But that was my welcome to college baseball moment. But another quick story. It was a snow day, freshman year as well, snow day, and the school is out. School is out for snow, okay? And get that email from Vanderbilt, the chancellor, whoever in the morning.
You happy.
Okay, I'm like, bet, no class, okay? And baseball is usually be down there 2:30, 3:30 in the classroom. I'm like, okay, I got
too much time.
Hella time to sleep.
Too much time.
Okay. But I'm waking up in like 30-minute increments to see if I get a test or anything like that. And so I woke up at like 12:09 and I had like 5 missed calls, 10 text messages from Ro, from Chef. It's like, where you at? Hey dog, let's go. And I'm like, what you mean? So I checked the group me. I'm in my drawers right now. Okay. I checked the group me and it was like, yeah, meeting is at 12:30 and it's 12:09 and I'm on Commons and it's snowing outside.
That's a hike. Let people know that's a hike.
That's almost a mile, I think.
That's a hike.
It's almost a mile. And so I just put some sweatpants on, no socks, no nothing. And I ran the whole way to the field. I slipped like 2 or 3 times on the ice, but I couldn't stop obviously because I'm not about to be late to this meeting at 12:30. So I get into the locker room, and as soon as I get in there, everybody they take my shirt off, they take my chain off for me, they putting the clothes on, and it's 12:26, just in time for the meeting. But like that was like the first time I had like fast heartbeat, but just so you know, snow days don't mean it's off. Moral of the story,
Never.
Whether it's not a It's not a. Don't think it's over with.
School was out, but we were definitely at the baseball
Yeah.
field. It was crazy. It was crazy.
Facts. But yeah, man. So let's talk about. Let's do your 4 years best arm that you've seen, either non Vanderbilt arm, the best arm that you either faced against or you just saw. You know, it can be a closer, mid relief guy, starter. Give me. I'm going to tell you. I know mine.
Go ahead. What was yours?
Dakota Hudson, Mississippi State.
Damn, I didn't face him.
It was my first. I redshirted my freshman year, so I was right behind home plate.
Wait, that's not the. Is that the no hit game? That's
No. That was
Texas
A&M.
A&M.
Okay.
Dakota Hudson from Mississippi State, my freshman year. Cuz was 95, 96 in the ninth inning. Cutter at 93, 94, and Cuz was dog, bro. Like just dog, bro.
What
Like
you supposed to do with that?
he was in the league in a year and a half.
Fast.
Like he got to the league in a year and a half. So that's who you face in the SEC. Guys who get to the MLB in a year and a half. So him, and then I have to go my second one, Clark Schmidt from South Carolina.
Yes.
Dog.
Yes.
Dog, I thought he was a dog, bro. Cause he went all 9 too, and he was just.
That was a rough series. I remember that one.
And he in the league now with the Yankees, I think, and so.
That was a rough one.
I had 2 knocks off him.
Okay. I mean, good, but
Hey,
that's the
see?
that's one
Proud
of
of
the
you,
2 I
bro.
done saw, but.
You go first, bro. I'm trying to hear yours. I gotta hear yours.
Man, it was a cat from Belmont. I can't remember his name. It was my sophomore year.
Belmont.
It was a closer. It was a little small closer. This year too, Belmont beat us at home at Vandy and at Rose Park, so of course I was pissed. But this closer, he was nasty, dog. He was like 5'6", 5'7", kind of like hunched over and jumped off the mound. So we had Vandy. He come in the game to close out the game. I took the first pitch. I'm like, damn, that got to be like 93, 94. I look at the scoreboard. It said 86. I said, oh, yeah, I don't got no shot. I ain't strike out now. I ain't strike out. You know I ain't strike out. I battled him for about like 10 pitches, then I ground out the first base, but it was just nasty. It was like cutting, 86, 87, 2-seam, and all types of crazy stuff. There was another cat from South Carolina. I believe his first name is Brandon. I know his last name is Webb. He came.
Braden Webb.
Braden Webb.
Yeah.
Came up Friday night. He had
Saturday.
Whatever it was. Had like 15, 16 K. This is the first time I was struck out 3 times in my life.
Yeah.
Bro, like I ain't never seen no fastball like that. It was like 97, rising. I'm swinging that stuff over my head and everything. I'm like, bro, what is going on?
Nah, cause he was a dog.
Like we ain't had I think we probably had like 1 or 2 hits that day, but he was nasty. But dog, those were the 2 of the guys that I felt were really tough at bats for me.
So the SEC, one's a guy that was on our team. I faced him in inter squad, and Dub, just how like Donnie got you in 3, Dub got me in 3 pitches. Like it was just like everything looked the same. He threw me a fastball, a cutter, and a slider, and I tell you, it all came from the same spot. I was just like, well,
yeah, go sit down.
This isn't. That's not the one. And then I guess somebody I faced outside of Vandy probably would have to be either Isaiah Campbell. He was throwing like a split changeup that night
From Arkansas?
Yes.
Yeah.
And I was like, I remember in the report we were talking about like it's weird, like the movement on it just isn't natural. And the first time he threw it, I just looked back in the dugout. I was like,
I did remember that. He looked at us.
bro, I looked back in the dugout. I was just like, bro, what is this? Like, what are we like? What has Buddy got going on right now? So that was a tough one. I think I got a knock, but still a tough at bat. And then next would probably have to be what's Buddy's name from Mississippi State? The left, Smalls, Ethan Smalls. That was the most aggravating at bat I think I've ever had. I faced him twice, and it was just so aggravating because he didn't do anything crazy. Like he just would throw fastballs.
Yeah.
And then he'd occasionally like sneak a slider back foot, but he's literally throwing like 90, 92.
Even maybe like 80,
at
90.
most, and it's just like you're swinging through it every time. Like
he had that spin rate,
bro, and he would just pitcher of the year like he was putting it at the top of the zone, and we were just like, and like I remember Bax was like, he's gonna throw it at the top of the zone, like you just gotta take it. Like he's throwing it at the top of the zone every time. And I remember everybody was just swinging right through it. Like it looked so good, and you just swing right through it. Yeah. I think we beat him, but he definitely probably had at least
he did his
10
thing.
or 12 Ks against us.
He was a tough dude for sure.
But he was. He had a hell of a year that year. It was ridiculous.
Let's transition to let's talk about. Everybody got their own corpse story. You know, I think everybody who's gone through Vanderbilt has been. Threatened to get kicked off the team at least once, you know. Like if you ever got 30 get off the team at least once, you ain't, you know, he don't really love you. He don't love you like that,
no.
you know. And so
I hate to say it. If you thought you were doing something good, you weren't.
So I give a funny story now. I'll tell you a story about how. Tell me to get up out of here. But a funny story. I think we after every game, win or lose. He's at the front of the bus, and he'll turn around, he'll talk to us for a little bit, and then as we get off the bus, he'll shake everybody's hand. You know, thank you. Regardless if you played or not, you went 0 for 4, 2 for 5, whatever it may be.
He made sure you felt good.
He made an error. Sure. He's just saying thank you for, being part of the team, for being present during the game. And so I probably sat beside Row at the time. Shake, and probably 10 people go by, and then I'm coming off the bus. I reach for the handshake. He looks me up and down.
You did not reach your hand out.
He looks me up and down, and just turns his head. I'm like, oh wow, okay. So that's what we doing. I'm like, oh, bad. After I got the bus, I'm like, dang, he don't love me, man. I was like, I ain't do nothing, man, you know. And so that's one. And then a time where he threatened, I think it was probably sophomore, junior year, I forget, but it was right before training happened, and we just got done stretching, going back in the dugout, get our gloves, maybe get something to drink, do back out to throw before training started. He says, Key, come here. And we out in front of the third base, and he goes, you know, I don't think it's working for you, man. I'm like, what you mean? He's like, I think you just go across the street. Just go do academics. You know, you don't belong here. Just go. Just leave. He started pointing to the buildings. I'm like, I'm looking at him.
He probably say the dead ass.
Like, no, he's dead ass right now. Look at me in my eyes, like, just leave. I'm like, nah, I'm good, coach. Slapping on the butt, and I head to the outfield. And then I think we're doing like team drill, and he's out there with the outfielders. And then 5 minutes later, he's laughing and slapping me on my butt. It's like, now the boy. And I'm like, at this point, like, this man's bipolar. You know, that's what I'm thinking. He's bipolar. Like, this man just started to kick me off the team, and now he my best friend 5 minutes later. So that's why sometimes I'm thinking he just do it to see what you gonna say, or he actually might mean that shit, you know? So you never know. But, you know, just kind of test you a little bit. But, yeah, that's mine.
Go ahead, bro.
I got a lot.
Yours is funny.
I'll go funny story. I think it was at the South Carolina senior year. I was just coming off an injury, so I really wasn't playing like that. It was that Sunday guy. I think he struck us out like 18 times or whatever.
Yes.
And this is when he came out with the machine. I don't know if y'all remember that. He had the machine turned on like 120. I think I was in the first group, so he gets out. We out there. He got the machine, putting the balls in. I'm just watching. I'm like, bro, ain't nobody about to hit this. So he got a cup of yogurt. He got a cup of yogurt, and I'm like,
I can't believe
I'm looking like, what a spoon at. So he take the yogurt, he rip it off, and then he throw the top off. And then he take his fingers. He like, He start eating the yogurt. I'm just like, bro, come on, dog. So then he take the cup, throw it. It's yogurt all on his face. He like, get your asses in the box. So he put the machine. You know how you got to put the ball up and let it roll down. He literally just sticking the ball in the machine.
Can't get no time.
Can't get no time, and it's like 200 miles per hour. Ain't nobody hitting it. So I'll go up to him like, hey man, I'm like, hey coach, dog, like, ain't nobody about to hit this, man. Come on. He like, I don't care, man. Move. Still doing it. Leave. Get your ass out of here. All right, you got the dog.
But tell the Sacramento story, because we did strike out 27.
Oh yeah, so look,
20 times. There's 2 parts to it. The
that's
game,
the aftermath.
That's the aftermath of the game. So during the game, I wasn't playing. They wasn't having vibe playing. We struck out.
Because I remember you pinch hit at the end, and I
pinch hit at the end. I almost hit a triple.
I was like, bro,
almost hit a triple, but dude robbed the game,
yes,
saving Kevin, whatever. So during the game, he take the bats and dump them all in the garbage. So everybody just looking around like, nobody gonna go pick the bats up.
Nah, he took it was like mid.
Bats.
It's like in between innings. He did all the heavy bats, our regular bats, scooped them things up,
and it was all in one too.
And just dumped them in the trash can, kicked the trash can over, all that, and we just like.
Nobody. I think
it was me and Kiambu when
y'all went and picked them up.
Like,
bro. But the craziest part about that whole thing is that they did a mid-game interview with him.
Oh yeah,
and I remember, bro. And so he ended the interview with, he was like, because I guess after every strikeout, South Carolina, it was like, that's another Coca-Cola strikeout.
Oh yeah.
And so they're asking Corbs, they're like, so what you got going on right now? What do you think the guys need to do? He's like, well, he's throwing a fastball that's spinning a lot, and we're swinging under it. We're throwing a fastball that's not spinning, and they're taking it out the park. So then he ends the conversation. They're like, all right, thanks, Corbs. He's like, well, if I hear that Coca-Cola strikeout sign one more time, I might kill I was like, bro, he just said this on national TV.
Yeah. No,
he
was through. He was through for sure.
And he was not saying anything to anybody. He was just walking through the dugout. Nobody was saying a word to him. It was like,
yeah, he probably didn't shower after that game.
Nah, that was one of those. We got straight on the bus, straight on the plane.
I think we showered. It's just him. Who knows?
All right, so what's the worst trip we had? What's the worst trip we had from after a series? What's the worst trip we had?
Dang, bro, you put me on the spot.
Anytime we lost,
anytime we lose, bro.
You remember, you weren't there. You remember Auburn when they swept us with Casey Mize? I think that was the first time where I really I was like, bro, what's going on?
He wasn't even like.
He was like, he was actually concerned. That's what scared me. Is that he wasn't mad.
Yeah, he was like, I love you guys.
And I was like, no, I'm telling you, bro, it was the craziest thing. Like, he wasn't yelling at us or anything. Like, he's like, guys, I think we should have a conversation. Like, called us in. Like, we had a team meeting, and he was just like, at this point, guys, I don't really know what's going on. Like, I just want to make sure you guys are all right.
3 weekend losses, I think.
No, it was. And
yeah, because it was at that point.
We're in trouble. Because the weekend before was Florida. Florida swept us.
Yeah, it wasn't like Yellen wasn't going to do it. That Stern conversation wasn't going to do it.
He was trying something.
I think he's like, listen, he's still here for us.
That scared me. I was like, bro, he got something planned for us when we get back.
Nah, but any trip that we had where, he didn't shower after I don't know, maybe Mississippi State. You weren't there, I don't think, but like he'll let us shower, but he'll just stay on the bus and he won't shower at all.
Be flying back.
Full uniform.
Back. Yeah, make sure full uniform flying back.
Yeah, and it's like one of those like don't look at him. You trying to scoot by him like this, like but don't come near him, man. It's like, man, cuz crazy, man, for sure.
He was
A&M 2019 is pretty bad.
Yeah. That one was, because the craziest part was we beat him Friday. So we beat him. It was a close game. Beat him Friday. Saturday we were up by like 8, bro. I'm talking about we were up by 8 in like the 5th inning. And I remember everybody in the dugout, we were just chilling. We were like, because everybody was like, they're supposed to be all that, smacking them, bro. They come back, walk off on us on Saturday. I don't know how they. An 8-run they did like it was nothing.
Was that the only series y'all lost that year?
Nah, Georgia too.
Yeah.
But when they walked off on us, like the ground started shaking at that place.
Oh, I forgot about yeah.
Like it got so loud there. I was like, bro, what?
It was lit.
And then Sunday, they just like we were done. We had nothing.
Kumar
they beat us
pitched that
straight
game.
up.
No, Kumar pitched a good game. Like he pitched a very good game. He got like to the 5th or 6th, something like that, and then it might have been close. I don't remember.
Nah,
the
it
score.
wasn't close because I remember, bro.
I
I had a text. He texted. It was a group chat, and he texted like me, Austin, Ethan, Kumar, Julian, Scotty, like everybody that had a bad play in that game. He put us all in a group chat, right?
Damn.
So he sends us this group chat, and he clips every single play that we did wrong. And he writes like, I'm talking about, it was probably like this long of a paragraph he wrote. And it's like literally breaking down every single play. And I was like, bro, like it had to have taken him 3 hours to do it. I was like, what is he on?
Yeah.
Oh, we can cut me out, but like elaborate on that. Describe like A&M so people, because people don't know like what it was like. But remember, because Kumar kept walking people though. And
No, yeah, Kumar had a bad outing.
Yeah.
Kumar,
Yeah.
yelling his mom's
Yes.
name. They played that freaking.
They go to the ball.
Was it the ball?
They go ball
They did,
4.
yeah.
ball
Drake
5,
got
ball
to
6.
8. Drake and
Somebody
Ethan Smith
else.
got to like 8. That was
Yeah.
crazy.
And then our plane didn't come.
Dang, I don't even remember
I
this.
don't remember that. The
Uh-oh.
plane didn't come. Yes. No, we were stuck. We were stuck. I do remember because
do
we
you
were
mean?
stuck. So the plane was late, and so I guess they messed the times up or something. So like I remember we were about to go out there, and then it might have been Brooks, cause or it might have been Casey. Somebody came to Corbs and like told him, and you could just see like his face, the way he just started looking at them.
Like, damn.
He just kind of looked, and
That's
he
a
didn't
boost
really
to
say
death.
anything at first. And we probably sat there for another like hour and a half, just
Dang,
like
I don't
in the
remember
locker
this,
room
bro.
eating. But yeah, no, A&M that was probably the loudest environment, the loudest and like toughest, because they were just all with the chants were synchronized. They were doing
Yeah.
that. It was all together.
They got the bubbles going.
the
and
bubbles
everything.
going. Like when I tell you, when
Just
they
go around.
walked off on us, it was so loud in there. It was so loud.
Yeah, don't walk anybody because they going ball 4, ball 5, ball 6, but you got like 10, 12 plus thousand people chanting that, you know. But
Bro, yeah, I don't know how they beat us on.
shoot, while we on that subject, talk about the best stadium to play in though.
Wait, go one more thing, and I'm
Yeah.
gonna shut up. But y'all, this is like people don't know this shit, and it's hilarious. Do you remember how Forbes tried to leave JJ because he was signing autographs and he was yelling at the bus driver? He's like, "Go, leave him, and tried to.
Damn, how the hell did I forget
Hey.
this? Yes,
It's like,
bro.
shut the door. JJ's like trying to get on the bus while it's moving.
'Cause-
Okay.
Go ahead, tell that.
Bruh,
tell that
so
story.
JJ, I think he had a rough weekend. Like he didn't really, and this was 2019's the year JJ. It was an unreal year. Like
He had 20-something bombs.
he had 27 bombs, like
the record.
hit 330,
He
bro.
played
Like
Yeah.
my man was doing everything, literally doing everything. But I remember he had 2 weekends. It was A&M and I think it was Georgia where they had his number. And so like I even remember Georgia, he laid down a bunt. I was like, bro. I mean A&M, he laid down a bunt. I was like, what are we doing? And so it was bad. So then at the very end, we're all like the plane finally gets here and we're loading the bus up and everything. And like, you know, after you're like talking to your family and then you got like some fans hanging around.
So the plane is not here.
The plane is not here
So
yet.
we shouldn't be talking about the plane right now if we still at the field.
We're still at the field, but we're loading the bus up to go
Yes, okay,
finally
yeah.
get to the airport. And so everybody's talking to their family, but when you lose, it's like those are short conversations.
Very
you're
short.
like, Mom, Dad, like I love y'all, but like I'm not about to be the last one on this bus. Like
Nah.
I gotta get on the bus. Like we'll FaceTime, we'll talk later.
It's a hug, a dab.
Exactly.
Holla at
Yeah.
you.
Any fans want to talk to you, it's like real quick because I gotta go because Forrest sitting on that bus looking and waiting
Yeah.
to see. He just wants something to go off. So unfortunately, that time it was JJ, and JJ was just out there, and I think he was talking to his family a little
Signs.
bit, and then he started signing autographs, and he's signing, and his name's big now, so he's got a lot of people coming around, and he's signing, and at this point, everybody's on the bus.
Everybody on the
I'm
bus.
talking about everybody. And so he's that odd one out. He's the last one. And then I'm looking and I start to see the bus door close. I'm like, huh? And I see JJ like outside and I'm like, I'm not about to be the one to get up and say something because I know he's mad. And then next thing I know, I start hearing Corbs. He's like, leave, like go, pull off. And the guy starts to move a little bit, and all of a sudden you see JJ start flying, and he gets right to the door, and the bus driver stops and lets him in, and Corbs is just like staring at him. Like when he walks up the bus, he's staring at him. And JJ's just quiet and walks down and just sits down. And I'm like, bro, you cannot play with that man. If he loses,
no, you got to pick and choose for sure.
That man don't talk to nobody.
Nobody.
But yeah, so talk about the best stadiums to play in. You know, atmosphere-wise, fans-wise. Me personally, I thoroughly enjoyed Arkansas,
That's a good one.
Mississippi State, and doing pregame BP. You know, you get to talk to the fans. Talk to you most of the time. They talk trash to you, but me, I enjoy it. I want you to talk trash. It's part of the experience, you know. So like, I'll turn back, you know, I'll laugh at it, and then like, oh, you're a good sport. And the guy at Mississippi State goes, after the game, meet me around at the bus. I got a plate of food for you.
Facts.
I'm like, say no more. Showing up after the game, and we beat them too. He brought me a plate. He brought me a plate of barbecue. And I'm like, wow, you know, like this is the South right here. And then Arkansas, same thing happened. I got a plate of food from a fan, but also just by far like the best stadium, atmosphere, people. They got that beer. I don't know if the beer garden, but like just the outfield seat. So it's just
and they pack them out.
It's packed, and they got the woo pig suey chant they got going on.
Yeah, I remember because he went crazy at Arkansas. He had that one. I still don't know how. I have no idea.
Dude, bro.
I hate saying it, but I have no idea how he got that ball.
Yeah, that was
like Buddy really. I don't know how his little bro.
He should have just caught it regularly.
That's what I'm saying. Anybody else
catch,
picks
bro.
their hand up and catches.
Neither one of y'all get into that ball anyway. So
sound good.
Yeah. Sports in the top 10. That's all I gotta say.
It was worse in the top 10. You made it look like that.
No,
Go ahead.
The Mississippi State was definitely the craziest environment I played in. The old stadium. We went there my freshman year. We got our ass whooped 17-4.
God, dog.
First game. I think that was my first SEC Road Series. I was like, oh shit, this the SEC.
Those things feel different.
But no, I'm in the on deck circle, dog, and like I feel something start shaking. So I just try to be quiet and like slow my breathing down. I'm like, the ground was literally shaking. It was that damn loud, bro.
I be trying to
It
tell
was
people
so
that
damn
they
loud
don't
in that
understand.
stadium in Mississippi State. The ground was shaking, and it's the same thing. Like after the game, after they bust the ass, they gave us food or whatever. Of course, I'm mad because we taking food.
It's free food, dog.
It's just
Come on now.
funny, like. You know, fans call me Gary Coleman, whatever. Whatever. But no, definitely, Mississippi State was the best environment out of any SEC stadium that I played in.
Okay.
Yeah.
Arkansas got the ball girls too. We can't skip over that.
Arkansas got the ball girls.
Ball girls and the cheerleaders on
That's
top.
different.
We remiss if I don't mention that. They got their cheerleaders on top.
That's different.
Yeah,
true.
Like that threw me off when I remember because I didn't start when we were in Arkansas. I didn't start, so I was just chilling in the dugout.
But rewind though, before we go to Arkansas, we had the meeting before you go on the bus, and Corbs warns us.
Yeah.
He has a meeting like, hey, they got dancers on top of the dugouts.
Like,
don't be surprised. Yeah, like don't get distracted. So he letting us know now because he know how we are.
Yeah,
but all that shit went out the window. So we got there. We see him like, God, dog.
I'm looking up there. I'm turning around, and I remember I turned around in the dugout, and I'm like,
but you try not to turn around. You check to see if Corbs looking though. You try to check.
Looking at down at the bottom.
You feel me? I'm gonna look. I'm gonna get that
I was
peek.
looking.
But yeah,
Arkansas was up there, but Texas A&M to me was like, because I never got to play in LSU. I didn't play at LSU, so I don't know how that one was. But like how you said the ground was shaking, like I remember there was a fly ball that I got in the infield, and I was looking at this ball, and all of a sudden I start to feel like my knees start to shake, and I'm like, bro, I'm about to drop this. Like I'm really about to drop this ball. And it was just the ground started shaking. It was the craziest thing. I caught it, thank God. But I was like, bro, yeah, that's different. And their whole ball one, ball two, they like that. A&M, that place is tough. I'm not gonna lie. A&M is tough. That one was tough.
Let's take a quick break, man. Got some drinks here. We want to try these out live for the boys.
Tell them disclaimer. This is actually live.
This is first time trying. This is Prime. Okay, Primer. And see what it's talking about. See
Shout
what
out
it
to the
tastes
boys for this one.
Yeah. I hope it's good.
You know, you gotta shake it up.
Man, you gotta shake it, bro.
Get all the flavors in there.
Hold on. Okay.
Hey, that's straight.
Yeah. Okay.
Hold on.
Prime.
For sure.
You messing with it?
Yeah.
You messing with
That's
it?
fire.
Mess with your boy. Okay.
That's not bad.
Brown
at
got
all.
something going on for sure.
Yeah. So, hold on.
Yeah, y'all go get y'all tropical punch.
Get that lemon lime.
I mean, I ain't gonna lie. The
punch.
orange is alright. I ain't gonna cap. Orange is alright. But go ahead and get the Prime. Mess with that. And so, last thing, let's talk about
We did.
just what it means to be a Vandy boy or just to play at this level, Division I. But college baseball, you think of Vanderbilt and when you think of college baseball. And so we were all blessed to get the opportunity to play at the university, for college baseball. Now everybody gets that chance. And so talk about like what is like, from juggling academics and baseball to just being at number one school for baseball, but also being at damn near Ivy League school for academics, but also just from the bus rides to, the training sessions, the meetings, and how all that is structured, and
Hey,
No,
bro,
it's
go ahead,
different,
yeah,
man.
lead it off.
I think when I first got there, it wasn't the name Vandy Boy wasn't as big yet, but it kind of grew as I progressed within my years. But I mean, that school it's different. I know my visit, what kind of helped me see the school in a different light was like David Williams, like having a black AD at the school, and then Candace was there working in the office, and now she's the first black woman athletic director in the SEC. So from there, you could kind of just tell that environment was different, and then just Maggie and Corbs, it's about life with them and just helping you become the best human being possible. And I believe that's why the baseball program is so good. And I mean, it's the top of the top. And Corbs is the best coach ever. It's not even close. I'm not just being biased. It's just that man really cares about you as a person, and he wants to see everybody be successful as possible. And I mean, we know what the school is. Met you all, y'all.
No joke.
Two of my best friends. School sets you up for life. The place we're in right now is because of Aaron. We met her at Vanderbilt. It's like you meet people that you're gonna be around for the rest of your life, and
it's a tight knit family for sure.
Yeah, man. It's a family environment. The university it sets you up for success. I can't speak much more on it. It's the best. It's
just different, man. To put it simply, it's different. Like that's the word I would describe. It's different. Mm-hmm. It's rigorous. It's demanding.
That's the best word to put for it.
It's very demanding, and he knows that. Corbs knows that. But it's what you sign up for when you come to Vanderbilt. It's like don't cry about the academics. Don't cry about what we got going on the field. If you don't like it, you can leave. Ain't no love lost.
Figure it out.
Ain't no love lost. You just will miss you. And so it's very detailed. Like I remember, like I first even like we don't even talk about like baseball that much. Like the first semester, it's all about like the meetings, all about like character traits, leadership. Being a good teammate. Just everything that's gonna set you up, as Rose said, for life outside of baseball. Yeah. And so, like I promise, we don't really talk about baseball that much in the fall. And so, I would say that it's very demanding. And we've had people show up for the first meeting, and then I ain't seen them again after that first meeting.
Facts.
Oh yeah,
like they left, like
There's
they quit.
One person in every class for sure.
Yeah, like not. So if you come in with 12, 14 kids, 15 kids, whatever, you're not leaving with 12, 14, 15 kids. No. After that year, second year, third year, like people will leave, because it's that, like you got to be a certain type of individual to accelerating that and just to be a part of that program, you know, because it's a zero tolerance. It's not for everybody at all.
Really
so like, I know it look good on the outside, you know.
That's the
but,
problem.
You know, the training sessions, it's, you know, it ain't no wasting time.
Harder than the game. Literally, like the whole saying, like practice is harder. Like it should be harder than the game. That's literally what it is.
Nah, it definitely take care. He's always said take care of the week, and then the game will take care of itself. You know, so our training sessions was on point, like crisp. It was almost to the point where, like, an error was weird. You know, like more than one error. It's like
none of that.
Like don't mess up, dog. You know, because it's just like dang, like if it ain't perfect, it's like the standard is so up here. Yeah. Like it's up here, and it's not bending. Not coming down for nobody. So even like with our workouts that we did, like we not slowing down like a condition type test or anything condition wise, workouts wise. If you lagging behind, it's not like what you see on TV or other teams. We're gonna go back to help you to bring you. Nah, you better catch up, dog.
Your ass gonna be up there early in the morning, 5 o'clock, extra conditioning.
Cause you got the standard is here. Like if you down here, you gotta come up here with us. We not retreating. We're not going back. You know, and so, yeah, it sucks for that person, but it's either you gonna challenge yourself to, you know, get it right, or you just gonna be left in the dust, and we ain't gonna feel sorry for you either. It's like you just can't cut it. Yeah. You know, it's cutthroat like that. But yeah.
No, I think it's tough to even describe it, but like for me, it's like I said, like watching like Roe, like Tony, like that's really how, like I remember it was Tony that like I saw Tony, it was like a regional game I think, and he like, I want to say he stole second, bad throw, then this man, and it was raining, head first slide into third. I'm telling you, he probably started his slide from like, it had to have been like 10 feet from the bag. I'm like, bro, and he's just sliding on, and I'm sitting there, my dad watching, he's like, bro, like, how dope is that? I was like, dang, maybe I might have to go ahead and do it. But to me, it's just like, it's almost like the respect you have to have for the guys before you that built that. Because like, yeah, I did my part, but like my part, I wouldn't have had that opportunity if it wasn't for Roe, if it wasn't for Tony, if it wasn't for David, if it wasn't for those guys that came before me and put in the work that they put in to build the program to where it is. And it's almost like, everybody that comes in, you want to get to a point where like you leave the program better than what it was when you came in. And so it's really like that is the biggest focus the whole time that you're there is like, all right, like how do I get this place better than what it was before? And I think that I can say for me, I saw that through my 3.5 years that I was there. Like I saw the growth, I saw the change, like from before we were really using the term Vandy boys to we built that thing up. Like, shout out to the media team. They built that thing up to a juggernaut. Like,
yeah, it should have been.
It went
for a
like
minute.
it was crazy. Yeah. They blew that thing up overnight, and it was just like that. That just says a lot. But it's like that. I think a lot of kids, they see that and it's like, oh, that's very appealing. And it's like, yeah, that looks good. Like, yeah, you're a Vandy boy and all, but like, you don't see what. Nah. Everybody did behind the curtain that like the 5:30 workouts, the standard that is set that like Boo was talking about. Like, I don't care if you lack defensively, offensively, conditioning, school. Like if you lagging behind, you're lagging behind, and nobody's gonna slow down to help you out. You have to catch up. So if that's you got to do extra stuff, you got to do extra stuff. But like that's what it's like. Nobody wants to be, and you don't want to be that guy that people are trying to come back for and having to, come on dog. Like it gets old, bro. Like you want to be the one that's at the front that's like looking back at people, like not in a disrespectful way or anything, but it's just like we at the end of the day we're all dogs, and like I think the best way to put it, like if you're not big into college baseball, it's like Vanderbilt baseball is at the level of like Alabama football at its height, Duke basketball. Like that's like the best term to put it for like baseball wise. Like you are literally bringing the top players from around the world at the same position into an environment and saying, all right, go at it every single day. We're going to find out who the best one is, and that's going to be the 9 guys out there. And that's literally what it is.
Fact.
And so
I know we talking about how the standard and how, Spartan, it is at Vandy, but also he created an environment that was also fun at the same time. You know, so it was like we had our meeting before training every day, and we'll break everything down. But it's like once we got out to the field, it's like that's the playground. You know, free, do whatever. You know, like it's yours. Like take control of it. You know, take control of that environment. And if you do it right, you know, it becomes something special. And becomes like you look forward to it. You know, you get to talk trash to the outfield, talk trash to the infielders already. They doing BP, talk trash to the guys
Y'all
hitting.
don't do nothing.
You know, like
y'all don't do anything.
Anyhow, so you just challenge each other, and so that's it's fun in that way. You know, so also, I mean, it definitely takes a lot to, you know, be a part of that program, but it's rewarding at the same time because it's a well-oiled machine from top to bottom. Like it is pristine through and through. Like ain't no hiccups
like
anywhere.
You said, it's love. Like as much as like everybody's a dog coming in there and trying to like go for everybody's throat, but it's like it's love.
It's
though.
good competition.
It's love behind it. It's not
competition.
anything like negative or malice behind it. It's all love.
So I'm gonna challenge you this day. Like I'm challenging.
I want your best. You want my best. That's
like,
what it is.
That's how it should be.
And whoever wins wins.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think we gotta get to the big topic.
Yeah,
let's talk about it.
We gotta.
Let's talk about it.
Because I mean, we got 2 national championships here.
We do.
And I mean, it's really evident, and it's out there already. Like we know who the better team was.
Oh, we talking about that?
False. Yeah, we talking about that. Like
but before we even talk about that, go ahead and talk about that 2014.
Yeah, we'll hear you out. Go ahead.
Just talk about the personnel of that team, the character of that team,
like how it all came together.
Those last May to June era.
Nah, man, that was a unique year. Obviously, coming into the year, I mean, you got big name guys. You got like Tyler Beatty, you got Swanson, you got Fulmer,
Bueller.
You got Xavier Turner, who's a freshman, All-American, all those guys. You got guys on that team. Vince Conde, John O, all those guys. We weren't ranked. I can't remember. I don't think we were ranked like top 5 going and starting the year off or whatever. It was pretty up and down year. We finished around a little bit over 500 after the SEC play. We went into the SEC tournament, got our ass whooped. By LSU, Run Ruled. Oh, yeah, got Run Ruled in the SEC tournament.
Bregman was on that team, right?
Bregman was on that team. Yeah, Bregman hit, I think it was Bueller, Fulmer, somebody hit the ball off the ground 500 feet or whatever. They hit like 6 bombs against us. It was crazy. And then like after that tournament, we came back and Corb just kicked us out the field for like a week. He was like, I want to see y'all ass go out of here. Then from there, it's like once the NCAA started, you just click, man. Some just click. It was always a tough group. That group was really tough. You had older guys, you had a good group of younger guys. Like I felt like our freshman class was kind of wild. We didn't really care. We weren't scared of nobody, anything like that. So it was a good group, and we just clicked. And then once the NCAA tournament started, we took off. I mean. Swanson, Reynolds, John Norwell really took it.
Reynolds?
Norwell really took a different type of leap doing that. The NCAA tournament, and then once we got to the College World Series, we ran through it. We had 1 loss, 2 losses. We lost to Virginia in the championship series, and then we had lost to Texas, I believe, before. But that core was just tough. And then when you look at the guys on that team, you had 4 first round, 5, 6, something like that. It was crazy, and I think we just set the mode. And I feel like you put us up against any team in a 3-game series, it's whatever.
Before we even get who did y'all play in the regionals, super regionals, and do you remember those?
We played in the regionals. I know it was Oregon in our regional.
Were you guys at?
You
guys were
off,
at
right?
Vandy.
He got the walk off against Oregon.
You remember they held little man up. Hey, you got to clip that one.
Hey, you know it was walk off time. Corey was like, you pinching. I was like, all right, game over. Walked off against Oregon.
Like, let's go.
That's back when he had hair too.
He had hair.
No, but yeah, we beat Oregon in a regional championship. Then we played Stanford in a super regional, and that was a get on because we had played Stanford early in the season. They had, I think, Quantrell who's in the big league right now. Blandino had other few big league guys. They went 3 games. Like it was a dog fight in that super regional. And then once we got to the College World Series, it was play Louisville that first game and beat them. And I can't remember everybody who we played, but it kind of took off. That Virginia team that we played in that championship series was unreal. Like, I say, besides that, maybe that Oregon State team we played my senior year, that team was unreal. They had like 3 first rounders, like 10 draft picks, something crazy. Everybody out there bullpen was like 98 plus. We went up the first game. Kirby, he gave up like one hit the whole postseason. He just shit the bed. Like he walked a lot of guys. He put up like 6-7 runs. And I was watching Virginia play the whole College World Series. And this was when the balls were kind of still dead. I was like, hey, that's not enough runs. And we only won like 9-8, 10-9 or something like that. So that team was unreal. We went 3 games against them and won. And then it was a surreal feeling. But I mean, best team in Vandy history. First College World Series. Natty.
Do y'all have any do you have any statistical things to back that up? Like
how many you want to know how many first rounders we had?
Did y'all break any statistical records?
We first natty,
first national championship for Vanderbilt.
Okay, I'll give you that one. That's what y'all got. That's it.
Bro,
because I mean,
I'm not.
Look, Aaron gonna clip it in.
I ain't gonna argue
a list.
The SEC is the SEC. But y'all in phase who we phase, but it's whatever. I respect y'all.
It's
cool. I respect y'all.
Everybody big leaguers in the SEC, year in, year out.
There's a lot of big leaguers in the SEC.
I feel that.
But they set the bar for sure, and they ended up going. They went back again the next year. They went back to back. That's
2022, 2021 went back. Or 2020, they went back. It wasn't the same team, but they went back.
We weren't even a part of that team.
So I'm just saying they went back.
Bro,
they went back.
See, now you going on.
They went back.
You just talking about Vanderbilt at this point,
bro.
You know. But
right,
that 19 team was special. The team that we were a part of. I'm gonna keep it 100 from.
Bro, we knew we were gonna win.
Probably September.
How y'all know? How you know y'all was so good? I heard somebody in here almost got their ass whooped at a training session, but I ain't gonna name no names.
Tell the story. Tell the story.
Those training sessions, man.
Don't leave anything out either, though. Don't leave anything out.
Nah, I'm gonna keep it a stack. Those training sessions all fall. Like we didn't have one bad. I think we had one training session where Corey actually got mad one time.
Yeah, at the very beginning.
From August to December, like in terms of us just doing stuff. Like one time he got mad. It was every training session was on point, and so we had a scrimmage one time, and I would say it was so competitive. Like it was so competitive.
You gotta lay the groundwork. Like we were talking mess to each other.
Nah, we was talking that shit
like
for sure.
Everything we would talk mess to each other.
Like if we on different teams, like we boys in the locker room, we boys outside the locker room, but like
not
come scrimmage time, like we had like BP together and all that type of stuff.
Live O, Live D.
Live O, Live D. Well, even then we split up in teams on that too.
Live O, Live D. We trying to kill each other.
Yeah, we live. Like we were split on that, but the training session, the scrimmage, it was I think I was on the opposite team of you.
You and Julian were on the same team.
We was on the same team, and Harrison, they won this game, and so Jules, he hits a pop up.
Winners win.
Jules hits a pop up to second base. Harrison, he catches it. Jules hits first. He's walking around, and I don't know what Harrison. I think he said, "What you say to him? Get your ass off the field."
I can't say it on camera, but yeah,
get your ass off this field.
I
and
said something to him.
Jules turns around, like, what you say? And you guys don't know, but Jules is the nicest guy,
the nicest human being
probably through Vanderbilt history, like by far. Like he's like the representative that you send to go shake anybody's hand.
He gonna make the deal
kids,
happen,
the mothers, all that. Like he's that guy.
The baby, that's Jules.
This man turned around. What you say, dog? Like what you say? And then I'm thinking with the game just always we just gonna shake hands. I'm just walking, and then I just see a crowd. I see they getting each other faces. This close to each other, I'm like, oh shit, bet, let's go. And so the bench is clear on this side, and like we all, it's like pushing and shoving going on, and
it was close.
Like it got real intense, intense.
There were no punches thrown, but it actually got close.
Yeah, it was like, oh shit, we about to actually fight, And so it settles down, and we get to the dugout. Corbs is sitting on the ledge. We down here standing, looking up at him. And he just like, fucking like that shit right there. And we all just started laughing.
Just started laughing.
Like, you like, yeah, that's what it is, you know. But like, that's the type of team that we had, though. Like, we was going at each other.
Bro, going at everybody.
Even our guy, Justin Henry Malloy, he at third hit a foul ball, and he's going into the
dugout.
third base dugout,
Bunker.
and he basically flips over.
Yeah.
And nobody catches him.
Yeah, you know how usually people like they'll stop the guy,
we'll stop you to protect you, but nobody catches him on that side
because he's on the wrong.
Because he's on the other team.
Yeah, that's the opposing team's dugout.
Yeah, he's not on his home team's side, and we was gonna let him just fall, you know. And of course, like, he's still your freaking teammate. What are you guys doing? And it was
not right now. Coach.
Nah, man, we ain't messing with Buddy right now. After the scrimmage, you know, but it was
boys, but not during.
You feel me? Like, it was either you with us or you not, and so it was that type of atmosphere all year long, and we knew,
bro. We really knew
in September,
in the summer,
bro.
In the summer, we knew.
Like, we knew what was going on. Even like doing workouts, like Ham, the strength coach at the time, like he was like, "All right, like guys, like you guys are really good. Right? Like you guys are really good, but like make sure we take care of this in here. Make sure we don't
look over
out.
stuff.
You know, like
sound just like
everybody knew, like from training, like everybody knew that it was this was the
organization.
We was gonna win, so it was no doubt. And like even like during the season,
nobody flinched.
Like doing like
A&M, we didn't flinch.
Nah,
Georgia, we didn't flinch.
Like we were like, bro, we not worried at all.
And they both smacked us. I'm talking about we went into their place and we got one game from both of them. Them next two games, oof, it was ugly.
Like just even like doing like scouting reports and meetings that we had, like, oh, this guy we facing, he has this, he has that, and we just
it's like, okay, your
like,
point.
Man, we like really don't care. You know, like, I know it sounds like, you know, arrogant, but it's just like we were just so sure of ourselves. Like, man, we ain't.
I think it really came down to it was an older group. Because a little backstory. Yeah. It was, so in 2018, we lost in the Super Regionals. It was Mississippi State. And it was probably one of the craziest 3 games I've ever played in my life. Craziest. And so we just missed Omaha that year. And so we had the whole team except Kaiser coming back. And so that summer, we was just like, hold on. Ethan about to be at short and second. And then everybody else going to be playing in the same spot. So it was kind of just like pitching's older. Like, we had Kumar coming in. Like, we was going to see, like, he was supposed to.
Kumar wasn't Kumar until
later on, but we had everybody's like, oh, what's he about to be? Yeah. So, but like, even like I was saying throughout the year, there was no flinch in that team. Like, win, lose, or draw, like, all right, you beat us, okay. Like, I think there's 2 moments that Corbs got mad that year. And that I'm talking about the whole year. He got mad twice during the season. It was Austin P beat us. They beat us at home.
They did?
Austin P beat us at home. We were ranked number 1, and it was a midweek.
Hey, they beat us.
Yeah, bruh. I'm talking about they beat us, bruh. The next day, it was a Tuesday. I remember Brooks texted me Wednesday morning. He said, make sure everybody's on top of their shit. 4 is hot right now. Don't play around, like 4 is hot. I'm like, oh crap. So like when you get that text, everybody coming into the facility, nobody's walking. You show up late to the facility because you're not trying to be in there. You're trying to get in and get out. Because like you don't want to make any encounters with them. Like, do what you gotta do, get up out of there. So he was fine. I think we won the next weekend. But then Missouri, we beat them Friday. Saturday, they beat us, and they were talking shit. Like, dug out everybody. They were just yapping.
Did beat us. Dang.
And Corbs, I ain't never seen him he's like, y'all gonna really let them, like, come in here and talk to y'all like that? Like, y'all better do something tomorrow. Yeah. And I remember he called us because Sundays we usually will have the meeting in the dugout, calls us in the dugout, and he's like, I want somebody to run in their dugout. Like, run in their dugout.
Dang, where was I, brother? I don't remember this.
And so I remember this. I got to second, and I think it was like 1 out. Julian comes up, hits a ground ball like up the middle. I think he gets through. And I was like, he gave me the green light. I said, if I get the chance, I'm running in their dugout. I don't care.
Okay, I know you're talking about.
I don't care. So I saw the moment all happen. I was like, oh shit, I'm really about to do this.
Scary ass.
So I come around third and I take a wide turn just so I can get that angle right into the front 2 steps of the dugout. I get that wide turn, and I just keep going, and I hit home plate, but I don't stop. I keep going, bro, and I take like 3 steps into their dugout. And I'm like, you know how like when you get in the dugout, everybody's down there. So I get in the dugout, and I turn, and I'm looking at the whole dugout.
Better get your ass whooped.
And the head coach, and they're all looking at me like, what the hell are you doing? I say, yeah, all right. And I turn around and walk out. And I remember after that, Corbs looked at me. He's like, Harry, I didn't mean physically go into the dugout. I said, oh, shit, Corbs, my fault. He's like, I like it, though. I was like, damn, whoopsies. But nah, that year, like I said, we knew from the summer, team never flinched. And even
Ole Miss, we down. I don't know what the score was, but we were down the line.
It was down.
Like 9.
The third inning, it was 9-0. The third inning, it was 9-0.
I knew y'all was coming back. I was like, people, I'm like, they about to come.
But like, what's crazy, like in the dugout though, it was like nobody like the faces in the dugout was so strong. Like no one was like down, or the body language was still good, eyes were still good.
It was hot though. I will say it was hot.
It was hot, but it was like we knew, we ain't come this far to lose it.
Bruh.
Nah, we ain't going out like
we
that.
We didn't
dog.
lose a game in that. Nah, we
you
not
feel
about
me?
to lose
And
this.
so it's like, we gonna win this joint. Like 9-0, we knew we was gonna win, which is it might be crazy to think, huh?
12-10 or something like that.
I'm like 12.
11-10. 11-10.
I don't remember.
Walked off.
Walked their ass off. And,
But yeah, we didn't lose a
crazy.
game from. I think we went like 23 straight games without losing.
Was that like during regular season?
From like the end of the year to like till we lost
To
against
Michigan?
Duke. No, till Duke beat us.
Oh, Duke
we
did
went
beat
on
us.
like
Yeah,
it was like
yeah.
a 23 game.
Yeah.
Nobody beat us. So
They beat y'all that first game, right? Yeah, they beat y'all the first
Yep.
game.
Yeah.
Q March.
Y'all couldn't say that.
Yeah, they did beat us. Duke.
And I think our last like 30 games, we only lost 28. We lost 2. So, I mean, the numbers don't lie. I can sit here and go on.
paper,
You want me to keep going?
On paper, y'all look good.
No, the numbers don't lie, bro. Like paper, it looks
paper.
good. And then we also put it in. Beat every SEC team. Set the record for most SEC wins. We should have had 62. Should have beat Austin P. Should have beat
no shoulda, coulda, wouldas.
We should have been in the 60s, but it was 59.
What team got more big leagues?
We hit the most home runs in Vanderbilt history.
Y'all older though.
No, our big league got to the league fast.
Give us another year. Give us another year.
Our big league got to in the league a year
All
after
right, y'all
that.
got what? 3, 4? Y'all got
2.
4.
You got
Dansby, Fulmer,
Bueller, Dansby, Reynolds, Sheffield,
Okay, Reynolds on that team.
Beatty.
Yeah.
I feel like delay
All
7.
right, bro. Here, I'll give you this. I'm gonna keep it a buck.
Facts.
Pitching, y'all had us. Y'all had us pitching.
Facts.
We'd have lit y'all up too.
Offensively, we probably would have got y'all. Because
Can't argue with that.
If you look at the numbers, we tore up everybody's Friday night
I
guy.
ain't gonna say that.
Like we
We
really,
got easy. Yeah.
bruh, Friday night we were getting guys up out of there. I don't care who you were, name them, and we were getting them out of there. So y'all big name guys y'all had, they were gonna get hit on Friday.
It's going 3 games. Put it that way. Y'all ain't.
I'll give it
It go
that.
3 games.
I'll give you that.
It's going 3 games, and then 2014 go win.
I wanted to go 3 games. It might be 2. It might be sweet.
Who y'all go throw game 3 though?
It don't matter.
gonna be-
We throw a little soft lefty.
we got a bunch of.
It don't matter,
We can
bro.
figure something out. We just gotta get.
Yeah.
Hey, we just had to get TB the ball. You get TB the ball in the 8th inning. That year it was lights out,
I'm gonna say we had.
bro. Honestly, the
Fisher,
7th
and
inning.
we had Eater, the 2 lefties coming out.
Like
That's 95, 98 from the left side with
we
the
just had
slider.
to get
Like,
Tyler the ball in the 8th or the 9th inning. It was over. Like
Yeah.
over.
Sound good.
It doesn't, but we'll never find out. It don't matter.
Yeah.
No, we got 2 great teams.
That's fine.
You know,
We keep it at that. It's
Two great
respect.
teams.
It's
I respect
Hey,
y'all.
it just adds to the legacy.
Respect y'all.
Adds to the
I
legacy
like it.
of Vandy. And so, but yeah, man. All right. Good stuff, man. Good stuff. Let us know who y'all want on the podcast. We gonna have our own guests come on, but also just let us know any guys you got thinking of. You want to be on the podcast and
Facts.
do our best to get them on.
Follow us on the gram.
You know, follow us on Instagram at the 2%. Preferably college guys or anybody who's played college baseball, college any college sport, any college sport, or just anybody who can give value. You know, to the public, so we're gonna bring guys on who didn't play college baseball.
Whoever y'all want, big
didn't
names,
play college sports.
Throw them our way.
And so just trying to create this atmosphere, give people some game and insight on what really goes on.
Yeah, if y'all got questions, DM us.
Yeah,
we'll
DM.
Talk about them. Subscribe
like, comment, subscribe, all that. Mess with the kids, and yeah.
You know it.
No, for sure.
We're gonna see y'all.
Holla at you.